Hey guys, good morning. Hope everyone's having a great day. I want to throw up another prediction video. Um, I don't know. I'm getting this kind of connected the dots, feeling things, watching moving markets, trying to understand and pen to paper, figure out, maybe put the warning out early. Anyways, I got a feeling that a lot of people who are over leveraged and bought homes at the top, and I'm talking if you bought in the last 5, 6, 7, heck, even if you bought in the last 10 years, you may be affected by this. Because a lot of people were using their homes as ATM machines. A lot of people were basically using that home equity to live, to buy their basic necessities, food, pay off a few credit cards, and then reuse the credit cards, and kind of, create a system where the home was building the economy within your family. Now, this has happened across, again, every English-speaking country, and it's something that we've been very front and center with, tying it to an economic takeover, tying it to, how do we make, people wake up from the spell, right? There's a lot of spells that are out there, but the housing spell in English-speaking countries is is very big, because a lot of people were misinformed in being told that if you don't buy now, you'll never be able to get into the market for the rest of your life. You'll be forever bought out of the markets. Who remembers those real estate agents telling people if they don't buy now, they'll never own? Well, anyways, we're at that point now. It's 2023, it's September, and here it is, folks. This is what I'm feeling and what I'm... Banking institutions are going to start pulling files. They're going to start looking at over-leveraged, people that are over-leveraged, and people that are starting to default. Whether you're an R30, R9, R60, R90, whatever, R180. So if you're in the rears, I think banks now are gonna start pulling files, and they're going to find out who's at high risk, and banks will start calling in mortgages. I have a feeling that banks will start to say, we just want our money. You can keep the house, but we want our money. And that's going to start like that. And then what's going to happen is they're going to manifest into other things. So this is what you got to watch out for. I think they're going to actually start forcing foreclosures on people. I think the second that they see that you're over-leveraged, severely over-leveraged, they're going to start pulling files, right? They're going to start looking at your loan to value. They're going to start equating, oh, wow, that guy owes $1.7 million total with all his credit card debt and cars and everything, but his house is only worth $1.4 million now, but he owes $1.7 million. So they're going to start looking at this and looking at these high-risk mortgages, and they're going to start calling in mortgages. They're going to try to call in the mortgages and say, just pay us the money. Sell the house and pay us the money, or just pay us the money you owe us. And then I have a feeling they're going to start forcing people into foreclosure. So if you're 30 days, 60 days, they're going to start speeding up foreclosures. They're going to start working hard, because there's a foreign investor with tons of money to launder that's going to come and park their money into your property, and they're going to leave it empty. And this is something we've been extremely vocal about over the years, and warning people about the economic takeover that's been happening, and it's going to happen. And I think banks are going to start playing a role where now they're going to start fast-forwarding foreclosures. They're going to start fast-forwarding and taking people's properties away. So the people that bought in, or were pressured to buy in, or were going to lose family or get into a divorce. Trust me, I've gotten tons of emails over the last 12 years about this, from all over the Commonwealth, from Australia, New Zealand. And to this day, there are people that would message me and say, Mike, thank you. I got into a divorce because of you, but I never got into debt and bought that house. And now today, I would have lost my job because I would have not complied, and I would have been in a lot more trouble. Now, I bought myself a roomy van, and now I'm kind of touring around and see what's available out there and kind of enjoying life on my own. Thanks, Mike. And when I get those messages, it really means a lot to me. It makes me feel like Like, I've really reached out and helped somebody and made a difference in someone's life. But it's a grim, dark prediction that banks are going to start pulling files. They're going to start pressuring people to foreclose. They're going to start foreclosures earlier, even though they got to wait till 90, 120, 190 days, sometimes a year before they could start proceedings. I think banks are going to start rewriting their banking law, or banks were going to be pressured. I think governments will help pressure because our economy is based off of housing, right? We don't manufacture and export like we did. It's all about housing. I think banks are going to play a big role in disenfranchising the Canadian proper, the Australian proper, the New Zealand proper. I got this bad feeling, and it's going to get vicious because there's people, some people, that have to get their money offshore, and they just want to park it in the Canadian housing market. And for the Canadian governments that could have fixed this years ago by just stopping the money laundering from at the door, well, unfortunately, it wasn't done. Right? The money laundering task force got shut down twice in Canada. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think the banks are going to start turning on people, and I think it's going to be hard. I think the banks are going to be working for a higher level government that's basically going to want to obviously resell these homes so people could pay more taxes, purchase fees, taxes fee, land transfer tax, and governments make bang, right? That's how they built the economy in the last 10 years here in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, and the blue states of America. They've built this economy off of land transfer taxes and offshore money, BlackRock, Blackstone, whatever you want to call them. They're all in it, they're all in it, they're all in cahoots with each other, and they're all here to economically take over the middle class. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's just a prediction. It may not be true, but I could just see the bank starting to go and pull files and start to examine high risk, ultra high risk, and I could see banks starting to putting foreclosures on early and starting to even rewrite their rules and do what they have to do to get the local middle class out of their own housing market. They've been doing a good job so far, not the banks, but the governments, and creating bidding wars and creating artificial shortages and turning our cities into empty shells. That it's going to be very interesting. Anyways, that's my prediction, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Mike Martins here. Thanks for sharing, liking, and subscribing. I have spoken.